of lack of transparency that is evil and should not happen in a free country like ours, and that's the way that our January 6th detainees are being treated in Washington, D.C. It's absolutely horrific. I've talked about it a little bit on the program. I feel like I haven't given it the attention that it deserves because these people are being treated like they're in a third world country. The evil that is happening to them is just off the charts. And I have said from the beginning, I said on January 6, 2021, when this stuff was happening, stop, do not break things, do not harass cops, do not push cops. If you're doing that, you deserve to be prosecuted. I stand by that. I still think the people that did those things need to be prosecuted. There needs to be some sort of punishment. But it has to be on par. It has to be equal justice across the spectrum in the nation. And so if for the 2 years previous to that, you allow a certain group of a certain political bent to burn cities all over America and have no repercussions for that, or very little, I mean, out of these massive riots that took place night after night after night after night, typically on average you had about 2 people get arrested, maybe. And even if they were let out immediately on bail, and most of them did not stand trial. And so almost no punishment for what they did. And they burned federal buildings. They burned police stations. Nobody burned down the Capitol. Nobody did anything even close to that. It was $1.5 million in damage versus $2 billion in damage by Black Lives Matter and Antifa as they burned cities across this nation. And they were completely let off the hook, or virtually completely let off the hook. I know there's a handful of them that are finally being prosecuted. I don't know if anybody will do any actual serious time. But on the other side of the equation, if you were there on January 6th, even if you didn't do violence, even if you weren't involved in the breaking of things, even if you didn't know that you had crossed the invisible barrier that guys like Ray Epps, who is clearly an FBI informant, it's going to come out at some point, has to. He was encouraging people to go into the Capitol, encouraging people to tear down barriers. Even after those barriers were removed and you happened to walk across this invisible barrier you didn't know, as tens of thousands of people are going towards the Capitol to sing and wave their flags, and you were part of that crowd. Some people in those crowds that did not even go into the Capitol have been arrested and spent over a year or close to a year in the gulag in Washington, D.C. And so I just feel like I have got to bring more attention to this. I wish I had done that before. So I just want to say forgive me for not bringing more attention